F the FDA.
Did we do it?
Oh my God. It still didn't work. My videos are missing. Wait a minute.
Are you in the right scene?
I don't know. Oh well, fuck it. Let's just do
I
a
don't
show.
think you will.
However you want to do it, Captain.
Okay. Welcome everybody. You're here, so are we. This is Grumpy Old Soldiers. Get off my fucking lawn.
Get up on that.
And Dylan.
Don't know what you kids are on, but get off it.
Yeah.
Evening, Tammy. Misfit.
Oh,
Hi,
Ryan.
Tammy.
Tammy's talking to Dylan.
Ooh.
Oh. Hey,
Didn't she know he
Brian.
got grounded?
Devin.
Taking time.
And Nick. I got to tell Vinny when he gets here that his build kit is coming from China. So it's going to be another week.
Oh, there he is. You can tell him.
Ah, Vinny, you got another week until the until it gets to you, the build kit from China. So, yeah. Oh my God. Let's see.
Do they still sell Kool-Aid in China? I want Ching Chong Cherry.
Fucking Jim.
So
That
how are
was
you
a
doing
thing.
tonight, Dylan?
For the most part, with the news I told you before the show, I'm doing so.
Mm-hmm.
Because of that. But I'm still hanging in there.
Do you want to mention it on the show or just keep it between us for now?
Keep it between us.
Okay.
I don't want to put the.
But I wanted everybody to know that you were wearing the red, pink.
No,
outfit
not that, you
to your
fucktard.
clothes.
I was going to tell him the hormones are showing. It's not a secret no more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jim, how dare you?
You ever think, though, that creates a whole new situation? Like, you never walk.
He comes out of nowhere. We get in the car. I was like, well, what did the doctor say? He's like, I'm pregnant. He's like, I'm pregnant with twins. I was like, you have fucking issues.
Just have to have a gestation period of 30 years.
Damn. I can still abort.
Shit.
So how you doing tonight, Jim?
I'm doing wonderful, sir. Thank you. How about you?
Doing better.
Good.
Better than what?
I'll tell you in a minute when we get back around to me. Hey, JT, how
He's
you
got
doing?
a toilet in his bedroom. What do you expect?
Yeah,
Oh, well,
I'm happy.
not everybody can have this great experience like that. Well, the week started out pretty good, man, but then these guys come by, wanted to go out and play for a little bit, and then we stopped and hit a bar. Yeah, and, then the usual, Buffalo Stampede.
Yeah.
But other than that, wound up back at the house, things were just kind of like that.
Wife found me and it was an apocalypse.
Oh, well, that's next week. What about you, Chuck?
Well, they started working on the back four rooms late last week or middle of last week, and they managed to get the rest of the subflooring out, and they're putting in new subflooring. They're at that point, and it's coming along finally. We'll probably be
Now, do you have a cellar or is you just got a slab?
I've got pier and beam, but no cellar.
Oh, because it was beginning to sound like a Rush song.
Because, I don't want to make light of your
Subdivisions.
situation, but do you have one of them houses that maybe you shouldn't be digging up under the floorboards?
Oh,
I know quite a few houses like that in our area that, you might not want to dig too deep in that house. You might find something you don't want to find.
yeah. Nah, we're fine. We've got a pier and beam, and there is a crawl space underneath, but they did find a part that had to be repaired under the subfloor, a brace. No, Whatever. It's a support beam. They had to repair it, and they did it fast. But they'll probably be done in the next couple weeks.
But that's a sign of a good contractor.
Yeah.
There's a job, and he gets it done. I mean, he didn't promise you overnight work. That was good.
Yeah.
You know, and if they seem to know what they're doing, they pick up the tools every night. They're good people.
Yeah.
Tell a lot about a guy how he treats his tools.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and I can't, for some reason, I can't show pictures right now. My picture thing is messed up.
You got crayons?
I think it knows Dylan's in the room.
Maybe.
Fucked up.
He can draw us. He's got crayons and paper. I know he does.
Yeah.
No, actually, I don't. Thank you.
We were talking to Chuck, man. Come on now. This is a little bit above you. Because we know you'd sit there and eat every damn crayon we handed you.
No, just the green ones.
But
That
they
wasn't a
don't
crayon.
use green.
It wasn't a crayon.
Okay. See if I can get the pictures up. Where? I want to see the one with the toilet in the middle of the bedroom because that was freaking handy. Well,
But how far away from the bed are we talking?
well, it's actually we're going to have to get rid of it because it's in the way of it's where the bed goes. So,
Oh, you lost sound, man.
ooh, I'm having some serious
You
tech
lost Chuck.
problems.
Oh, there's Chuck.
Yeah, I'm having some serious tech problems. I forgot to reboot my router last night.
You
No.
So,
damn it, Dylan.
I didn't do
Damn
shit.
it, Dylan.
You should have been redoing. You went to bed early. That's what it was. Little punk
Yeah.
got to redo Chuck's router.
damn it, Dylan. There we go.
JT, nice name there.
Did again.
Does it look like I give a fuck?
Yeah.
They even wrote a song about it.
So what are you vaping on tonight, Jim?
Oh, let's see. I got Guau with the blaze on top of it. And I've got the Blaze AIO with, like, what's the bridge in that one? The Strix. I've got obviously the Cthulhu. Love that little mod. Feels good in the hand. It slides in the pocket. And that's it right now. And I've got my juice, the rest of Brett's Nature's Gatorade, and I think my juice. Okay. Brother, JT, what you got?
Yeah. Oh, let's see. We're over here with the Aries on the Ursa, and it's running the Prodigy Vapor Bonnie and Clyde this week. We thought we'd switch it up and get away from the RY4 for a little
Oh,
bit.
wait a minute. I got to interrupt you. I forgot I got the drop with George's mod. Sorry, the Centaurus with the drop on top.
Else. Well, we'll stick with that theme and George's mod, the Zeus Z25 on top of the Lima. This is DNA. That's running the, what was it? Something barrel, triple barrel, nasty barrel, vanilla.
The bourbon barrel. Oh, yeah. That was
Bourbon
good.
barrel. That's some good stuff, Maynard. And we got the cool. We're finishing up the Close to Clouds blueberry lemonade on it. So we're running the ether, and on cleanup, we're running the pulse. And inside it's like I said, it's cleanup. It's a menagerie of whatever I threw in that one bottle. That leaves us to oh yeah, Mr. Major Twat Waffle.
Yes, I'll help you. But Billet box with the sturdy one that has Mr. Stevie Marquez's vanilla cheesecake in that, and then the .aio with the 6 RBA, and that has again Mr. Stevie Marquez watermelon lemonade. That just leaves our illustrious potentate, Mr. Raw Chuck.
Okay.
Like that, Cal.
Stubby 21. And inside of it, I've got the Ponte and the Pulse AIO, 45 watts. In this one, I've got the Raven tank, and where's my favorite? There it is. The Tite with the Tite tank in it.
You're supposed to be talking like that in front of Dylan.
Oh shit! No, it's okay. It's Tite, not Titi.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
And that's really it. That's, you know, I got a lot of other shit on my desk, but these are what I'm vaping right now, really. Let's see, is anybody new?
No.
Oh, hi, Cheryl. Let's take a look. Guys, remember when Al Green tried to talk when Trump was so rudely giving a speech?
Yes.
That was a riot. Does that constitute a dastardly deed?
Maybe. Or a dirty.
It's highly possible.
A State of the Union speech?
Yeah, could be. Or a dirty deed done dirt cheap. Let me get us over here. Okay. And
we won the popular vote by big numbers and won counties in our country.
Members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum. The chair now directs the Sergeant at Arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
I was making it clear to the president that he has no mandate to cut Medicaid. I have people who are very fearful. These are poor people, and they have only Medicaid in their lives when it comes to their health care. I'm willing to suffer whatever punishment is available to me. I didn't say to anyone, don't punish me. I've said I'll accept the punishment, but it's worth it to let people know that there are some of us who are going to stand up against this president's desire to cut Medicaid.
whatever. That's what they've been saying all along.
That's all they've got is try to scare the people, man. There's nowhere else they can go.
Yeah.
But technically, he's going to cut Medicaid.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to cut the fraud of Medicaid, but he's going to cut Medicaid.
Yeah, I thought what was it, Medicaid or Social Security? That they're decreasing the amount they're adding to it or whatever. They're not actually.
I hadn't heard that part.
Yeah, I haven't heard that part either.
Yeah.
The only thing I know that he made a point
the word, and their headline wouldn't be wrong.
Yeah, but what was it? They're mainly on the Social Security. They were going after the people over like 120 years old and shit.
But the sad thing is, did you hear him when he read it last night during the speech? When he was saying like 2.9 million at 130. Yeah. I could see one or two slipping through the cracks. Not really, but I could see that.
Yeah.
A million, millions. Somebody didn't catch one.
He looked over at Kennedy and said, I guess the people here in America is a lot more healthy than we thought. We might not.
Yeah, I saw that. That was a riot. Come on. You really suck at your job.
Yeah.
If 3 million examples slip through.
So, here's a little something about what's going on our border right now. We've got illegals coming in, or trying to come in. It's mostly the cartels, Sinaloa and the rest, trying to take, well, make a war against.
Well, yeah, because they're the only ones that can really oppose.
Yeah.
The average person that was just coming across to get the free shit, I mean, they're not going to tackle border guards. They're not going to go up against armed, National Guard, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the cartel will, just to cause trouble and maybe a diversion.
Exactly.
Yeah, the cartel were bearing IEDs on our side of the border here not too long ago.
Yeah.
And one farmer got killed.
Yeah.
But they have to do something because we've challenged them.
But the cartels are getting pretty scared and closing up shop.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's really cutting into their business because they need that steady flow of money coming in because that's what they got used to. All of their expenditures are paid by the day or by the week or whatever.
Yeah, but if you listen to all the illegals that were committing crimes, Venezuela seems to have it hands down for the nastiest, rottenest people in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Move there.
That's what happens to a capitalist society that gets suddenly turned into a communist society.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there was other nationalities that committed crimes here, but it seemed like it was always Venezuela keep popping up.
Yeah.
So move there. Bring your drug ring down there.
Yeah. It was just one gang too, and they're pretty damn big and organized.
Trinidad, Aragua.
Yes, thank you.
Chuck, my father said Amazon and other businesses got raided in NYC.
Really?
FBI did too. So
yeah. Oh yeah, Brian.
Did.
Yeah, Brian. The cartels they're trying to bring their stuff from Canada, but that's part of the reason for the tariffs.
Well, Canada's going to eliminate fentanyl. Don't worry, Trudeau said so.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. But I like it that they made it. Had to pass laws so they would get the stuff that they had all previously purchased from America off their shelves.
Oh
yeah.
That's fucked up.
American border agents are
again. You own it.
Reporting of
Go ahead.
Nope.
Okay.
Possible attacks from the other side of the border.
Agents have been warned to stay alert, wear ballistic armor, carry long guns, and work in teams.
So U.S. Marines are now at the southern border, locking it down completely so that nothing gets through.
The streamer in the bottom left corner there, his name is Asmongold. He does this all day long, watching videos and stuff, and he takes criticism and he says whether it's true or not. People criticizing him, he will actually answer it.
However, doing this has only angered Mexico's cartels, who were making billions off America's wide open front door, which is why they're now making plans to engage in combat with our troops. And
I mean, like, if I see this and like these guys, I mean, this is like free to play versus pay to win. If you compare these guys versus a kitted out SEAL team, it's not so good.
And law enforcement officers. But that might be a bad idea, because the border is about to experience a U.S. military response unlike anything we've ever seen.
Now to a violent new threat at our southern border. Cartels employing new tech to target their rivals as well as border agents. They're using weaponized explosive drones as bombs.
Migrant after migrant, all trying to evade Border Patrol agents.
Well, that one didn't fucking work.
I'm only going to show
what are you doing? Don't you know they've got you? Like, is literally you're right there. Just turn around, man. Like, try again in like a week or something.
Patrol agents.
Two migrant groups just beat a hole in the border wall. It's dark out, so what they don't realize, we're 5 miles away and can still watch their every move.
Yeah, of course.
New York Post reports that illegal border crossings have fallen to near record lows. Trump administration on pace to see the fewest crossings in 60 years.
I've been down here for nearly 4 years, and not once was I really concerned for my safety, but I actually just got protective gear from our network because things are getting a little unprecedented down here. The cartel is operating in ways that we have not seen before. They're desperate. They're a $13 billion a year industry moving people in the country.
We are witnessing in real time how cartels...
I mean, yeah, I would be upset if I was them too. I'd be pissed. Because, like, if you had, like, I mean, if like everything was good and now this other fucking orange guy takes over and like now your business doesn't work, yeah, I'd be pissed if I was the cartels. I'd be furious.
And transnational gangs on the southern border aren't just trafficking humans anymore. They are actively trying to target U.S. law enforcement. And that memo suggesting that they may be trying to create bigger chaos.
I'll be real. Like, if they start shooting people that are like troops and like U.S. law enforcement,
they're fucked.
That's not going to be good.
Fuck around and find out.
Yep.
Like, I'll just tell you that. Like,
during the other president, we had helicopters on our side that were being shot at by the cartels, and he didn't do a damn thing.
Yep.
Because the thing is that if that happened, it's open season. Yeah, like American citizens would not have a single problem going in, like with the military going into Mexico and finding these people and invading Mexico. They would do it instantaneously. Like, it's the same thing as September 11th. Like, a lot of people forget how, like, people talk about like October 7th and, you know, like what happened to Israel. If that had happened to the United States, where do you think Palestine and Gaza would be now?
Yeah, they'd be fucked.
Be a parking lot.
Yep.
With glass.
If that happened to us. Right? Like, I don't think people understand, like, how much, like, because I remember what it was like after September 11th. They wanted to just kill everybody over there. Straight up. Like, and those of y'all that are around my age or older, y'all remember that, right? Like, this isn't just me. So if they do that, that's bad.
Now sneaking into the country and evading Border Patrol. A major accomplishment, yes, but what nobody's talking about is that this has enraged Mexico's cartels, which were making $13 billion a year smuggling everything into our country. And now these violent gangsters who've made bank fueling not just America's asylum crisis, but also America's chemical abuse crisis, wreaking havoc in major cities, will have a lot less to keep them busy, which experts say leaves them no option but to fight back. Something that's already happening on a smaller scale, with Border Patrol agents being targeted by these cartels in several incidents over the last year. But now, this entire situation is about to change for the worse, because if you take billions in dollars away from gang members sporting military-grade equipment who've taken over entire swaths of Mexico, they're probably not gonna just surrender and go get real jobs. Which brings us to the real reason why...
I mean, I'm not really gonna say... I don't see how that ends for them that's good at all, right? I mean, I don't. Like, yeah, I have no idea. This is the kind of stuff Trump should be focusing on instead of Canada.
He is. And Canada.
You're right.
He's multitasking.
Exactly. He's got.
Oh, you can do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, believe it or not, the president could do that.
Yeah.
One time back in history.
Before Biden.
To fight back against this. But the Marines are getting ready for what comes next, which could be assaults on the border by armed cartel members or targeted attacks against Border Patrol agents by snipers who we're now learning are more heavily armed than most people even realize.
Using drones to drop explosives on rival cartel members or even the military, even explosives that are laid on the ground as far as IEDs.
So those troops, those were not the Mexican military. Those are the cartels. They're essentially a rogue army deployed to the Mexican side of the border. And experts say there's a good chance this army is ready for war. In fact, they're already at war with themselves and with the Mexican government, and it's feared they...
See, that's probably another issue that they...
Yeah, they're at war with each other, other cartels.
Have is that,
okay,
like, you know,
but they showed that row of cartel trucks, what, a half mile long maybe?
Yeah.
When you see a half mile row of army vehicles convoying, we've got 100 more like that right behind it. How many more do they have?
One or two.
You know what I'm saying? How much firepower can they possibly have?
It depends on what's made it across the Atlantic Ocean that they bought from Ukraine.
But it's not like they have the ability to call on the whole country. You know what I'm saying? Their resources are limited as far as manpower.
Yes, they are.
Yes, I'm sure they're a formidable army, but compared to an army from a sanctioned country, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
it'll get bloody, but you'll lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, they took 29 of the top cartel leaders here a few days ago.
Damn.
That's got to rattle the upper
US.
management.
Well, I would say that if I was them, the walls are kind of like, they're kind of closing in on them, right? Where they're fighting with each other because they all don't get along. And then they're also fighting with probably the Mexican government that's got pressure on them from the U.S. Then they're fighting with the U.S. Like, it's just, they're fucked. I mean, really, they're fucked. It'll fall apart. God used to, right? The same
creating a situation so unpredictably dangerous that reporters are now being issued body armor. And as you're about to see, our troops may now face battlefield threats they've never seen before.
So they're getting desperate. So we got our hands on some video, that video showing the cartel quite literally dropping a bomb.
Crazy. So these cartels, they have been making massive amounts of money off the opportunity at America's border, which was previously wide open, but now that's over. And their business is now toast, but they're not going to accept that. The New York Post is calling them kamikaze drones. Here's a photo of a drone like this being used in Ukraine right now. Look at that thing.
I mean, I feel like this doesn't necessarily have to, like, I mean, this is, I've seen like 5 videos of these like killing drones. Like, I've seen so many videos of like drones killing people in like Ukraine. I've probably seen like 20 videos of this.
Yeah, but why are they showing us stock footage from Ukraine and not Mexico?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. That's a good question.
Really shows
Yeah, I mean,
much more these cartels have evolved.
I don't like watching it, I just see it.
Has increased even more so now.
It's crazy. So before we get into how President Trump and our military are going to...
Citizens would not have a single problem going in, like with the...
Get into how President Trump and our military are going to stand up against this threat and defeat it. It's important to understand that these drones and this technology, this is a new thing in modern warfare, and it's changing the face of battlefields all over the place. First of all, these things are incredibly inexpensive. They make it very unsafe to be on a battlefield. You can't hide in a trench because these things drop items on top of you.
Violence went into factions.
And they don't have families. You don't have to pay somebody. You don't have to go to somebody's door and say, Mrs. Smith, we're sorry, but your son died in battle. You know, they don't have to pay out the $50,000 or whatever it's up to now.
Now it's Mom. Remember that drone you bought me for Christmas?
Small cartel. God damn.
On top of that, tanks, armored vehicles. Most of these have weaker armor in areas that traditional weapons that would hit them in the front might not be able to reach, like the roof or the back.
Sure.
And unless you're going to fight fire with fire, there's really no way law enforcement's going to be able to stand up against this. Apparently, they've got spy planes that are now flying over the border, keeping an eye on things in a way that's never been done before, and using...
I can't really imagine that, like, the cartel has spy planes that we're not able to track. I mean, if we can...
Well, if they have anything, it's drones and people.
Track nuclear stuff.
Can't those drones, those cheaper drones, be jammed?
Yeah,
but what about a guy with a goose gun and an anti-drone round, you know?
Yeah, and you can also, you can jam them and you can actually take them over.
Yeah.
You can...
But I still like the old reach. I like the old reach out and touch someone.
Yeah.
But if this was a Die Hard movie, they would reprogram it to go back and blow up where it came from.
That's what I would do. Yeah. Hell yeah.
You can probably track spy planes, right? I mean, I just think that they're probably not. There are thing I agree. Have Great question.
I should have gotten the video that he's watching.
I tell members
without this guy talking. I didn't think of it.
Catch them as they're sneaking around, plotting to ambush our troops and our law enforcement officers as they keep America safe.
Along the southern border this morning, signs of President Trump's long-promised crackdown on immigration as the 1,500 troops sent to the border begin their new mission. In the air and on the ground.
This is a full-blown military occupation of the U.S. border. This is crazy. You can even see the border wall behind them, but that's not enough. They need troops and tanks. And if you're a cartel member, the sight and sound of military vehicles in the skies and on the ground on the U.S. side will definitely throw a wrench in your plans. Because these cartels, they bring products into the country, which are illegal, and they bring people into the country illegally, which is how they make money. But you can't do that if there's a massive presence on the other side of a border wall.
I mean, if I was the cartels, I would.
Well, that's enough of that. So that's a sample of what's going on.
Long time coming.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell them. That protecting the border, that's part of the military's job description.
But that was Troy. I don't know if you guys are reading chat, but Troy brought up a very good point, and that was the issue. They've let so many people in. There's a standing army already in the U.S.
Yeah, that's why we've got. That's why we're having to do the deportation too. Hopefully,
they had the mayors of New York, Chicago, Denver, and Boston up there on the Hill today, quizzing them about, don't you think you're breaking these laws? Yeah, giving aid and comfort to illegals.
Yep.
Anna Paulina Luna told them that she's going to send it over to the DOJ and have them look into it. The mayors.
I did notice that in his speech last night, Trump kept saying, "Sorry, Pam, you got a lot of work to do, Pam."
Yep.
Had to get
and then they had those people that sitting there crying about the way they didn't get all the Epstein files the other day.
Yeah.
And calling for Bondi's to resign.
That's true. Yeah, they do. Yeah, we could actually go with a helicopter and drop hundreds of drones at once out of the helicopter. They have software that can manage all those drones from just a few controllers.
I say we leave them a surprise. There's sniper schools going on in a lot of military bases as we speak. Send them to the border, send them under the wall, go out and plant mines, and then sneak back. If they don't get caught, they pass.
Yeah. Well,
why don't we take the...
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, why don't we take those aircraft that have been converted to spray shit in the sky and, just kind of drop something on them there. Kind of like the way they put paraquat on everything back in the 70s. Yeah, what was it called over in Vietnam? Agent Orange.
Go to Tabasco Company. What batch you throwing away? Drop that on their ass.
Yeah.
It's not going to hurt nobody. It's biodegradable, but it's not fun.
No.
And it's a lot less messy than the gay bomb.
Yeah, the gay bomb would that would, I don't know how that would go over nowadays. Would we notice?
Probably not. Dylan, wake up.
I'm up.
Oh, man. Damn it, Dylan.
Damn it,
Dylan.
So, now, okay, I've got a little bit of video here to watch about the bullshit happening in Australia because they're trying to tax out cigarettes and vapes. They're trying to tax it to death. And that encourages a black market. So, let's see here.
I like how the black market never figures into their plans, but they always bitch about it in the end.
Yeah. And it's pretty damn obvious before you even do it.
It's like moving in at the end of a runway and then bitching about airplane noise.
Yep.
The dangerous battle to control who is now running the show.
Kaz Hammett has got the market cornered.
Australia's $5 billion illegal tobacco industry.
It does end in extreme violence and murder.
And when will it stop?
It's so entrenched now, this problem.
That's next on 60 Minutes. Where there's smoke, there's firebombing. That's now the reality for tobacconists, predominantly in Victoria, but increasingly elsewhere around the country too. In the last 18 months, as many as 200 of their shops have been destroyed, as criminals try to wrest control of the very lucrative illegal tobacco market. What's concerning, though, is not only the level of violence, but why this thuggery started in the first place. By taxing cigarettes so exorbitantly in an attempt to stop people smoking. What the government has inadvertently created is a thriving black market worth $5 billion a year.
Listen, Rob, I'm going to tell you something right now. We're right because we're down from Melbourne.
You're watching something very untoward happening. What police say is a brazen daylight extortion attempt in regional Victoria.
Come here, I go to the shop.
The man issuing demands may be softly spoken, but his tactics are menacing and unmerciful.
You've got 24 hours. If you're not out of here, the shop is going to get burnt down.
According to detectives, this is now regular business in the state's tobacco wars.
So you've got to give me the keys and close down the shop right now.
The owner refused the demands. Days later, their shop was torched.
A raging inferno.
Just one of hundreds of businesses firebombed in the last 2 years.
The glass doors blown out.
And there's one reason for that.
Out of the 1,300 tobacco shops in the state of Victoria, we suspect that the vast majority are selling illicit tobacco.
With taxes pushing legal tobacco prices through the roof, criminals are now fighting for control of the lucrative illicit tobacco trade.
Innocent people will be killed and more will be killed because we've got hitmen running around trying to kill targets.
And a lot of innocent people have already been killed. People that live above the tobacco shops or people who just live next to it or too close. Because they do that shit at like 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Tonight, the driving forces behind this bloody gangland conflict and the syndicates calling the shots. Nowadays, running a store that sells tobacco is a dangerous business. If you do, you'll likely be in the crosshairs of one of 3 major crime syndicates. Leading the charge is this thug, Kazem Hamad, a man now considered the most dangerous gangster targeting Australia.
Those look like veneers.
He's very wealthy and he's very ruthless. So he has no shortage of soldiers who will do anything from steal a car, burn a tobacco shop, to shoot someone dead.
Legendary crime reporter John Sylvester has been covering Melbourne's gangland for decades. But he believes Kazem Hamad heralds a new era for organised crime in the country.
He has exploited the government's inability to control an industry. And so what's happened here is the government has hit smokers so hard with taxes that they have sought another avenue, which is black market tobacco, of which our man is the king of the kids.
The king of the kids is a hell of an expression. Why has Kaz Hamad been able to have such control over other violent men?
Well, Kaz may well have invented the perfect organised crime model. So what he's got is he now controls the actual production of a certain cigarette brand. So he produces it and gets his profit there. He smuggles it into Australia, he distributes it, he then gets to the retail end of the market and then rips them off as well, demanding protection money.
From the farm gate to the consumer's mouth, if you will.
He's got the lot. And added to that, he is now overseas, so he's effectively built a moat around the castle.
In a seeming failure of our justice system, Kazem Hamad built his crime empire while locked inside a Melbourne prison. He'd spent nearly a decade in jail for drug trafficking and used his time there to plot and scheme.
Yeah, you can
when
do
Hamad
that in
was
the States too. Run a whole business from behind prison walls.
Released in July 2023, he was deported back to his native Iraq. But the move backfired spectacularly because it put him out of reach from our authorities. From his base in the Middle East, he continued to assert his dominance over the illicit tobacco trade, allegedly masterminding countless violent crimes, including scores of firebombings. If Victoria Police could get their hands on Hamad, they'd surely ask him about one of his biggest rivals in the tobacco wars, Suleiman Abdul Rahim, also known as the Punisher.
Well, the Punisher lived in denial, having been shot so many times and survived. The police call them cockroaches because you can't kill them.
I'm still alive, but 8 shots later, I'm still alive. You're lucky.
For months, Hamad and the Punisher mocked each other, as this phone call between the two gangland figures reveals. The Punisher had also gloated on podcasts and social media about previous failed attempts on his life.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and shot in the eye.
But with $1 million bounty on his head, many believed Abdul Rahim was a dead man walking.
With walking around worried, when my time's up, I guess.
The Melbourne's most hunted man executed in a brutal gangland hit.
The murder of the Punisher is almost certainly fallout from the tobacco wars. And through his ruthless campaign of violence and standover, Kazim Hamad is now the undisputed king of Australia's illegal tobacco trade.
Well, there's all sorts of violence going on in the market at the moment.
Former Australian Federal Police Detective Superintendent Rowan Pike knows more about the history of the illicit tobacco trade than almost anyone else. In 2015, he created and led the Australian Border Force's Tobacco Task Force.
What did you learn about who was pulling the strings behind this trade?
Primarily it was large Middle Eastern groups.
Middle Eastern organised crime.
Certainly here in Melbourne, and that their tentacles stretched out beyond the Victorian border, certainly into South Australia and New South Wales.
Yeah, the whole reason for me showing that is because that can happen here. I mean, it almost did, so.
Yeah. But
holy shit! Am my eyes seeing something?
What's that?
Angel, look in chat.
Holy shit!
Is that Angel Gomez?
Yes, that is.
Hey, Angel.
What are you doing?
Yeah, Nathan sent this to me. I think it's the Nathan that we all know in Australia.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me? Yes, you can. Okay.
Yes.
Well, can you imagine your government doing something so bad you're firebombing in protest?
Yeah.
Without Black lives involved.
Yeah.
Really? The nerve of them.
Madness, I say. Got to be some kind of appropriation.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking like Joy Reid appropriating blonde hair.
Yeah, thinking.
I think that is so tacky. Black women do not have light hair. Sorry, it just doesn't look right.
Yeah.
But the same thing on a white girl, green or purple or yellow don't look right either.
Yeah. Appropriating.
Yeah, and then there's Dylan. And then there's Dylan.
Stop bringing me up, bitch.
Well, we were just gonna say that's the picture of a well-adjusted young man, but I guess not now.
Well, thanks for that comment, Jim.
No, forget about that.
No, you shut your mouth. You shut your mouth.
That ain't happening.
As Chuck would tell me every time I ask him to stop bullying me, fuck you.
But you're not Chuck. You can't do that.
Okay, well then, in Dylan terms, go fuck yourself.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand the thing you said.
Dick.
Oh, man.
Somebody speaking?
I'm going to try and get it. Go ahead.
Oh, I just said I saw motion.
I'm going to try and get a couple minutes of this next video in. It's about Zelensky changing his mind and Trudeau picking a fight over the tariffs and shit. second.
They're just mad because we don't have a trade deficit anymore.
Yeah.
And I was so hoping to see Jasmine Green pocket stance videos.
Yeah. She said that that Trump is Putin's hoe.
Putin's hoe?
Yep.
But damn
So
it,
the
what goes with the statement, a hoe knows a hoe?
Yeah. Takes one to know one.
The president regrets what happened on Friday. He just came out today and said he's ready to sign that mineral deal agreement. Also, Justin Trudeau has responded to the tariffs that have gone into effect. So let's start with what Zelensky had to say.
The Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky saying his country is ready to negotiate for peace. This new message coming amid the fallout from Friday's Oval Office clash with President Trump and Vice President Vance. All right, well, in a post on X just this morning, Zelensky called Friday's verbal blow-up regrettable, adding that it's time to make things right. Zelensky's message coming hours after President Trump stopped additional U.S. military assistance to Ukraine. And in recent days, European leaders have rallied, pledging their unwavering support for Ukraine.
Now, that official post he put up earlier this morning, it's almost at 13 million views. I'm going to highlight 3 points that he made. Number one, I'd like to reiterate Ukraine's commitment to peace. None of us wants an endless war. Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody wants peace more than Ukrainians. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts.
Okay. For one thing, Trump's people did not expect Zelensky to come here. He came here to make a statement and to ask for shit that he's not going to get.
Oh, he made a statement.
Yeah. It's probably not the one he meant to make.
Point number two. We do really value how much America has done to help Ukraine maintain its sovereignty and independence. And we remember the moment when things changed when President Trump provided Ukraine with javelins. We are grateful for this. And finally, regarding the agreement on minerals and security, Ukraine is ready to sign at any time and in any convenient format. We see this agreement as a step towards greater security and solid security guarantees, and I truly hope it will work effectively. Now, we already know that the Democrats are continuing to criticize this entire strategy from President Trump, even though clearly it has demonstrated that it has made more progress than Joe Biden ever had in his entire time in office. And let me just go through some of the outrageous statements so we can debunk them, starting with this one.
Essentially, what this administration is doing is changing sides in the war between Russia and Ukraine. It's devastating. Europe is still trying to make sense of it. The president will address it tonight, and I think that this will sort of complete the process of moving the U.S. from siding with our ally Ukraine to siding with Russia in ways that are going to be very disruptive.
So,
yeah, make no mistake. If we stayed and helped Zelensky fight Putin, we'd be going into World War III.
Well, that's no doubt.
Mm-hmm. And Europe's already...
But now...
Go ahead.
When he said Europe's all, confused, well, that's because they lost one of the key members of their money-making scheme.
Yeah.
Yeah, the name...
The real truth is that President Trump is trying to get Putin to the negotiation table. In order to do that, he cannot antagonize him. Everybody knows that. It's common sense. But Democrats in the media believe this is a perfect time to keep pushing talking points because they act like it's still 2024 and they're running an election. But again, they're going to find themselves out of touch with the American people because they see right through that. And what's so fascinating, while Democrats are so distracted by criticizing President Trump, this is now breaking news. U.S. and Ukraine prepare to sign minerals deal on Tuesday, moments before President Trump is set to address Congress. So clearly the writing's on the wall. He's hoping to get this thing signed, sealed, so when he steps in front of the American people, he can actually celebrate it. Now, let me show you another example of Democrats pushing the same old talking points.
Well, what it looks like is extortion by Trump of Ukraine for Russia. All of the pressure in this so-called negotiation is on the Ukrainian side. And I see the vice president and the president acting very directly as agents of Putin and Russia in these so-called negotiations. Imagine if Franklin Delano Roosevelt had told Winston Churchill, we're cutting off Lend-Lease, you have to negotiate with Hitler and be prepared to give up some of your territory and put no pressure on Hitler. That's a pretty good analogy for where we are, and that's why I think people are so concerned.
Well, it's not a good analogy because if anybody knows history, that's not actually what would have happened, what could have happened, because to my understanding, Hitler was never actually going to win that war. We know that, okay? Multiple countries were engaged. I mean, I just think that is obvious. Secondly, I think the big fundamental difference here is that Ukraine will never win this war. It does not matter the amount of money, the amount of weapons, the amount of support. It just is not going to happen. And they also, here's a fundamental difference, they're willing to negotiate. Okay, Hitler was not. No. So again, this is them being disingenuous, and it's unfortunate because again, the American people see right through this, and that's why CNN just published another poll showing that.
Well, I think the easiest way we can kind of just ask this is, do Americans like the way that Trump's handling his job and compare it to how they felt about Joe Biden? So this is the net approval rating. You look at Joe Biden back in 2024, he was 22 points underwater. Holy cow. You look at Donald Trump, it's just a different planet entirely. I mean, the gulf between...
Yes. Hang on. Let me stop the share. What the deal with the precious metals, the mineral rights and everything, is that we will defend our interests.
Yeah, but that's not what Zelensky wants. He wants our complete attention paid to their country.
Yeah.
And besides, since then, today, he already turned down a deal again. Geniuses, man, I tell you.
Really? Whack him on the PP and send him home.
Yeah.
Rip the shirt. How cliche.
Man. Look, last week I watched all of Zelensky's TV show in Ukraine. It's on Netflix. It's called Servant of the People. It's actually good, but I had to watch with subtitles, and I don't read fast enough. I keep pausing every few seconds. But the show is actually funny. But that tells me, I watched it because he had everything to do with writing it and all that, all the creation of it. That tells me that he's actually pretty smart, and he needs to follow our lead on this. He needs to not bargain with things he doesn't have. He should be smart enough to do that.
Well, dude, they've treated him like their sacred cow for so fucking long. He's got the big head.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, hey, I'm sorry. Mr. Cocaine doesn't let you keep a solid thought going,
Yeah,
you know?
when he came here, he used to just remind him of the dirt he had, and he'd go home with his pockets full. Now he doesn't have that. They don't even have cocaine anymore. I mean, come on.
Yeah, and if we sign that minerals deal, we are going to protect the minerals, which means it's about not being in a war. It's about protecting Ukraine in a different fashion.
Yeah, it's more people protection, unlike Volodymyr, excuse me.
Volodymyr.
Yes, he was the one that went out there in the eastern part, in that section that Russia has control of now, and was killing those people himself because they were speaking Russian. Or they were Orthodox Catholic. Yes. Or they were Orthodox Catholics.
That's what's funny on the TV show. They were supposedly speaking Russian. I don't know because I was reading subtitles, and a lot of them were Orthodox Catholic on the show. But Zelensky's not. He's Jewish.
Pretty sure Zelensky's Zelensky, and he's not one of those lizard people.
Yeah, don't know. or
I think he's part lizard.
Now, Democrats are going to keep spinning it the way they have been. They're just saying, how is this saving us money? It's been a month and a half. You're not going to see results yet.
But that's to stir up confusion amongst the loyal crowd.
Well, that's it. But most of us, we know. Because I've said it before. When I voted for Trump, I voted for everything he's doing. I just didn't realize he'd do it this quick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I thought he'd be getting the ball rolling, but I didn't think he'd be, we'd see anything real for 6 months a year.
Yeah.
And I would have been happy with that. He came in like a steamroller.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he had to. And he's still not done.
Yeah.
No. Oh, hello. He just scratched the surface, but Doge is better than anybody could have ever anticipated.
Mm-hmm.
He had that and great getting it out to the public, disseminating it to the public where they could understand what he was saying about it.
Yeah.
Put it down on the meat and potatoes,
But when you read a list like 20 million for Sesame Street in Pakistan, Joe Taxpayer goes, whoa, whoa, whoa. I can't buy my wife, the better grade of hamburger, and I'm paying for no.
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah. We're just seeing, I think prices on things, I think we're going to see a little more inflation for a while. But one of the biggest problems.
Well, but it's got to come up before it goes back down.
Yes.
Because when it rains in the mountains, the creeks rise before they fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things, whenever you're making improvement, things often get worse before they get better.
Yeah. Well, the storm was raging. Now we're just going to deal with the runoff. I mean.
Yeah. But
at his rate, we'll be on our way by the end of the year.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you just what little he's done for the oil and gas industry. They've dropped, what was it? It's 20 cents since last got gas.
Wow.
Like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they said that right now, crude is bottoming out on its pricing.
That's good.
So once that gets kicked in, and like I said, he's convincing the people that we're going to put the XL pipeline in, get back to work and all that, and we get rigs out in the Gulf of America.
Yep.
But we got to have energy. We need coal. They said open up the mines for copper.
Yep.
Hey, and they got rid of a bunch of buildings that lay dormant.
Yeah. Jim, you got a joke for us?
You know what? I might. Oh, let's see. Monday morning, there's this old guy standing outside the gates of the White House. Just standing there. And the two guards are looking at each other. Well, the captain says, I'll go out and see what he needs. He walks up to the old man and says, can I help you, sir? He goes, oh, yeah, I'm here to see President Biden. The guy looks at him and says, sir, Mr. Biden's no longer the president. The president is Donald Trump. The guy says, turns around, walks away. Tuesday morning comes, same old man. Guy walks back out, says, sir, can I help you today? He goes, yeah, I'm here to see President Biden. He goes, sir, Joe Biden's no longer our president. Our president now is Donald Trump. Turns around, walks off. This happens every day, all week. Friday comes and the guy goes out and meets the guy. He goes, sir, is there somebody I can call? I'm kind of worried about your safety. He goes, Sonny, I don't have dementia. He says, I'd just like to hear it.
Easy there, don't hurt yourself, Dylan.
Yeah. Well, let's see here. I got a button for that. Everybody, thanks for being here. Let me get a link for Zoom.
Linky.
Copy link to clipboard. And
Pray for America.
Yes.
Always be better.
Don't be a dick.
Dylan, take a fucking bath.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Well, everybody have a good night, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for coming by, and I hope you're all doing well.
And stay off the lawn.
Don't be an asshole.
Damn it, Dylan.
Damn it, Dylan. Get a cup of coffee. Not that.
Why not?